In this video, I want to talk a little bit about the I want to menu, kind of how this is defined and leveraged throughout our version 4 of our portal application. So I'm going to cover both the mega menu and kind of the I want to kind of content that goes into it. So here's kind of the output. You'll see the various kind of links to the I want to. There's also some options over here in terms of recent searches and then recent orders that I've produced. And one thing you'll notice if I go kind of mobile small width view and the menu goes off canvas, I want to, in this kind of theme that was a mega menu, gets replaced with just a single link. So what we do with this single link is we take you to basically one page that kind of has the I want to list of items in here. So one thing to note, this is a separate widget. So if I were to launch this, you'll see a separate widget here for the I want to. And one thing I want to call out with this is you will see a function here called get I want to data. And it's passing a couple parameters like the chat queue ID and the password reset URL, which then get added into the output of those links. And that basically pulls back a list of kind of JSON data that is a list of items and a list of labels. So you'll see this I want to data label, I want to data items that can then be looped through to show those different items, right? And another kind of point, so again, this is there's a separate page that was created for the I want to page as well as that separate widget. So you can include the I want to section separately. There's also a separate widget here that is loaded in as part of the mega menu that I'll highlight and show in a moment. Another thing worth noting, so to kind of turn off the I want to menu, there is a property. Oops, just search for want. It's a property for where it kind of defines what menu record is used for the I want to menu. And so this points to a sys of, if you went to the menu of kind of basically a menu item record. If this is blank, then there's not going to be any I want to items just kind of collected, and there also aren't going to be any output then as far as the I want to sections. And so this sys refers basically to, in this menu there is a menu item called I want to, which you'll see that has a conditional property of whether this that I want to sys is specified, and if it is, then it'll use and display these items that are the menu items that are down below. And so these define a number of links. They have an order that shows in terms of how they get ordered on the output. They also have, as you'll notice with the output of this page, there are images attached to this. So there is an image property or a picture property on these menu items that can also be used for displaying those components. Alright, so that's kind of the I want to portion of this. The other thing I want to highlight is you will see here that on the I want to menu item here, there is a set of mega menu properties that are being specified and defined. And really there's a couple things to set in here if you want to use, and this is not just for the I want to, this is for any menu item that's on the top header that you want to turn into kind of that mega menu. There's really three properties. One is this drop down full. That just really defines how big to make it. If you want the mega, then you want to set it to this drop down dash full. If you just set it to just drop down, it'll kind of have a single column kind of drop down. And then the widget, which is what widget to embed inside that mega menu. So I'll show you in a second this I want to widget, and you'll see the different components of that. And then there's an animation you can attach to this, which has this hinge up and down. So if you notice this, when I click on this, it kind of swings like a hinge, and that's what that animation is doing to provide that kind of effect. Just to highlight an alternative, let me show you. Here's another version of this same theme, which has two mega menus on it, one for the swing drop down, but there's also one here for the get information or get service information. And this animation is more of a fade in kind of animation. Now one thing I want to highlight with those animations, if you want to use the mega menu, you've got to one, set the properties on the items you want for the mega menu, but the animations come as an extra update to the theme that you want to employ that mega menu animation on. So what you'll find is if you look at the now theme, you will see a number of style sheet records these CSS includes that are attached to this that you won't see on some of the other themes, and these are specifically for that mega menu and the animations that you'd want to attach to it. So you'll see animation, CSS, hinge, speed, slide, bing, bounce, flip, etc. And the animation names, if you were to dig into these, you will find one's called bounce, bounce top to bottom, bounce left to right, bounce right to left. So those are the different kind of animation names you can assign to that mega menu on open in terms of how you want it to behave. So another just thing I want to call out real quickly, and if I noted this for when we talked about kind of easy button in the video, and that's loaded as part of the header record. So this I want to in this mega menu content in the sub widget that's defined here is loaded as part of the header. So I bring that up for cautious reasons, in that as you change any page or you move from one page to the next, it's always reloading the header as you go. So you do want to make sure that whatever you bake into these mega menu components here are as optimized as can be from a performance perspective. You don't want to have to run really extensive queries to go get the order items that the user has, for example, or their recent searches, or other content that you might want to have dynamically displayed here. You want to make that as efficient as can be. If possible, you might want to leverage what I mentioned in one of our other videos, our server storage function. You might want to store that in the server storage for the users so that they're not recalling or recompiling that data every time they're loading this this widget. So going back to the I want to menu item, I mentioned I was going to show you this widget, so let me show you the I want to widget. So what you'll find in here on the server side, we've got functions to go get the recent searches. We've got that same function to go get the I want to data that pulls back the I want to labels and items. We've got functions to go get the recently ordered items that show up on there. And then there in essence are three different sections here, kind of broken out using the responsive grid, the bootstrap grid, to kind of break this up into half of the space goes to the I want to sections, a third of the space goes to the search results, and then the other third of the space goes to the recently ordered. So obviously this widget, if you want to change what's on there, this would be where you'd make those adjustments and manipulations to put different kind of content in there. So I think that covers what I want to cover as far as the mega menu and the I want to. Again, features that have been added as version 4 of our portal application, kind of wired into the Now theme as an example, but obviously can be extended to other themes and other functionality where you want to kind of use those, either the short list of I want to or the kind of mega menu for more information that's kind of in a drop down section. Hope this is helpful, and thank you again.